what it is collective power.
Right.
When you join us in this collective effort, even if you're giving $100 a year, it makes a difference. If you're giving $100,000, it makes a huge difference. It all makes a difference because it's combined.
Welcome back to Tiny Pulpit Talks. I'm Reverend TJ Fitzgerald, your Minister of Community Care and Engagement, and with me is our Senior Minister, the Reverend Dr. Daniel Kanter. Hi, Daniel.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay.
I'm looking at all this cool equipment around here,
Yeah.
and this building, and this beautiful library.
Yeah.
How do we keep those lights on? How does this all work?
I thought you were paying for all of it.
I am. Well, I already, that's one option. We could do that. But, this is quite a substantial operation.
Yes.
And I think a friend of mine came to visit because he knew me from the church in Hawaii that was kind of small. And he came and he saw the building and he was like, oh, I didn't know you were at like a real church. I would come to this church to see you.
Right. I mean, we're a $2.4 maybe more $1 million budget. So we're running a big operation. We've got total 28 staff who help make this whole thing work. 3 ministers. I mean, big building, like a whole city block. If people haven't been to the buildings, it's, we've got
It's impressive.
3, really 2 really modern buildings and 2 buildings from the 60s and 50s. And it's the whole block. It takes a lot. I mean, it takes a lot of people to do everything and to put on all the programs and the worship and this and...
But don't we just have some big pile of money and we're just like living on the interest and it's just flowing in?
We have a tree in the back that just keeps growing, growing.
We have some magic beans and a golden goose.
Yeah.
I have to go back up the beanstalk, actually.
Right. No, we have committed people, members.
Yeah.
We have... we all pledge. Like when I say that, I mean I pledge. I am a lead donor in this church.
I'm working on it. on it.
I pledge back to the church that pays me to work here because I believe in it. And I always ask people to make the church a priority in their giving. That, I give to other organizations, but those other organizations do good work but don't show up in my life the way this church does or can. So we make promises, basically. We don't sign contracts, we make promises.
Right.
And those promises are called pledges. And every fall we make a pledge for the next year. And you and I and the team here build a budget on those promises. And we bring that to the board, and the board brings that to the congregation, and eventually it gets voted on and then put into practice.
So I've been in congregations where the budget is done at a different time than pledging. They do their budget and then they do their pledge campaign to meet the budget. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
I'm not sure exactly how. It's kind of a both and for us, right? Because we know we have fixed costs, we have staff, and we have these things. So we know that the budget's going to include certain things, but right now, because we are 2 weeks from the end of the pledge campaign, we need to hear from you if you're a pledger or want to be a pledger and want to support all of this. We need to hear from you now. You can do that on the website. We take all that as information to the bargaining table, essentially. And pretty soon we're going to have a list of things that fills the gap between the actual pledges and the hopeful needs. And we're going to have to get that to 0 in order to go to the congregation, because we don't pass deficit budgets here.
I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, some people come from churches or from other places or not-for-profits or whatever, where they're used to like, oh, well, we're going to take a loss this year, but we're going to bet on better income next year. We're going to do all this, but sometimes it's important to know that is not the way it works here. That we are going to present a balanced budget, and it's going to make sense, and it's not going to be. There's no funny business. I mean, we've had people join after coming to our annual budget meeting because of the transparency with which this church presents its financial picture and its prudence in the way it plans its future.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah. And we're good at it too. We usually end the year certainly under $50,000 either way, one way or another, usually on the positive side. So, and we don't slush money from one year to the next. It's, the calendar year. It's all money that is given, pledged now, given over the whole next year, is used in that year. And so we just try to keep it very clean. And it's a lot. And it's a lot of money to raise, but what it is collective power.
Right.
When you join us in this collective effort, even if you're giving $100 a year, it makes a difference. If you're giving $100,000, it makes a huge difference. It all makes a difference because it's combined. And we put what we can. I always say the most generous pledge you can make, the one that feels good, and we collect it together. We put it together as power.
Right.
And that's why we can do what we do. That's why we can stand up for what we stand up for. That's why we can embrace the people who come and say, we love you and we believe in you no matter who you are, and all those things. But none of it happens without the support of those who care about this place.
And I see, and one of the things that people don't see so much around here that we see is how much we have invested over the last few years into making sure people all over the world can experience worship and more experience other aspects of this church. And the giving and support from those people is essential as well. And I just wanted to say a word about that because
we'd love
a big
to
investment.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from people out in what we call the online church, because mostly the people who attend here in person are paying for 90% of all of this, and we need you. We need you who are out there kind of consuming the things that we create and in support of who we are. And what we can do to influence hearts and minds, and what we are in terms of holding down this sort of progressive value of progressive religion in this conservative state and all that. I mean, we do need those of you who are out there on online church to really support the church. And when I always say that the guideline is not 10% like the Mormons say, it's 5%. I try to give 5% of my income back to the church because that's the spiritual money. That's not my money. And I give 5% elsewhere to the efforts that I believe in. And to me, that feels good. That's a good guideline. 5% of nothing is nothing, and that's okay too. Like if you're there. But you know what? Like, we probably spend a lot more on coffee, than on the place that gives you the most spiritual value a lot of times. And so we really, we don't sell much of anything. We don't have the factory churning out things we can predict. We can only predict the promises that are made, on the promises that are made here in the church. What else were you going to say about that?
I was when you were talking about promise, I was thinking about also that that this idea of spending the money that is promised in that year and us using it wisely in that year, not carrying it over, not doing things with it like that, is part of the promise we make back. That when someone makes their promise to us, we are also keeping our promise by stewarding the money really transparently as we can and doing that. So I think it's really a two-way street. That was one of the things I was...
Stewardship is the working with. It's the combined effort to make something happen, and that's what we're doing. We're just hired to sort of keep an eye and manage it, and we've got a whole accounting staff, and we've got the people who see the money come in and pay the bills, and I have nothing to do. We are audited every year. And we have a clean audit every year, and so. This church is a well-run operation. I can say that having been in many churches in my life, we're operating very high level here. So the trust is there. The people believe in this place and they support it. That's how it works.
It's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's been a real eye-opener.
Voluntary associations.
It's voluntary association.
Hannah Arendt and James Luther Adams, who also is one of our scholars who talked about that. I was listening to that when you were preaching about that. I was thinking James Luther Adams must have picked that up from Hannah Arendt.
Yeah.
That being part of a voluntary organization comes with a responsibility and also a benefit. And the benefit is this complete freedom to be who we are in this place, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that freedom comes with the freedom of each individual to have a voice, to be part of. And that's also part of that promise, is that binding your covenant, the covenant you're making, and having the voice in how the place is run, that is at the very core of the power of voluntary institutions that come together. And I think we do it well. I don't know, it's time to do that right now. And in our world, being part of places that stand for maybe not every single little value that I want to see in the world or every single issue, but the core values of humanity, of dignity, and of love. So.
I mean, so necessary, right? We should say we do have people who pledge a lot of money who never come here.
I know.
Who just do it because they believe in the importance of this place.
This place being where it is when it is.
Yes.
Exactly.
And that's also just a miracle to me. I'm amazed at that, but I understand it.
I just think in the middle of Dallas, Texas, being able to come to a place, sometimes I think of just the volunteers in religious education alone, just OWL alone, making sure there is a place where our whole lives, where our children and actually our people of all ages can learn about the sanctity of love in their own bodies and of how to be great partners and how to let go of so much of the shame our world wants us to have around sex and around our bodies and around love and who we love. Having a place, an institution like this that guards it and does it so well for the entire generation of future leaders we've got, that in itself, I feel like everybody should
everything else is
be getting. Everything else, sermons are fine, Daniel. Don't get me wrong.
Everything
but
else.
Make sure the kids are all right, and we're going to be good.
Yeah. So did we make this question interesting?
It's interesting to us. I hope it's interesting to you. Yeah. If it's not interesting to you, then pledge more, and we'll talk about what what interests you, because that's how it works. No, of course I'm kidding, but. No, I hope this helps shed some light on what we go through to make this place work, what generations before us have been going through, and what we'll be going through to be sure this is always here for you, for us, and for everyone.
And the bottom line is we just need to hear from everyone.
We just need to hear from them.
Go online and go to the pledge form and just fill it out.
Yep.
We count on that to make next year possible.
Yeah. Are we too logical?
I don't know. Is that? I know that people put stuff off. I mean, I leave mail around my house for weeks, sometimes. But I mean, we just need everyone just to say where they are with the church right now.
Yeah.
And that's our basic need right now.
Great.
And they could, make our lives a lot less stressful.
Yeah. Save us a phone call and an email and all the other things. So.
Yeah.
Hearing that and knowing that, we hope that this has been helpful in seeing how this place really operates from a financial perspective and from other perspectives. But if you have questions, let us know, put them in the chat, subscribe to us on the different channels that you've got, and we'll be here with you going through the year. Welcome, and we hope to see you on Sunday. Thanks very much. Have a good one.